Tonight, you're going to do something incredibly dangerous. You'll lie down, you'll close your eyes, and you'll switch off your own mind for hours. You won't see a threat coming. You won't be able to run. You won't even know where you are. If you saw a wild animal do this, out in the open, you'd think it had a death wish. And yet, you'll do it tonight. You did it last night. You'll do it again tomorrow. Every human does. Almost every animal does. And here's the strange part. After thousands of years of science, we still can't fully explain why. Think about how much of your life this takes. If you live to about 80, you'll spend roughly 26 years of it asleep. 26 years, unconscious. Doing, as far as anyone can see, nothing at all. From evolution's point of view, that should be impossible. Nature is ruthless about wasted time. If something doesn't help you survive, it gets trimmed away over millions of years. So sleep should have been deleted long ago. An animal that didn't need it could hunt longer, hide better, and watch for danger all night. But that animal doesn't exist. Instead, life did the opposite. It kept sleep. It protected it. It built it into almost everything alive, which means sleep has to be paying for something. Something so important that we'll risk our lives every single night to get it. The question is, what? Start with how deep this goes. Cats sleep, dogs sleep, birds sleep, fish sleep, even fruit flies sleep. And a fly you keep awake will try to make up for it later, just like you do. And then there's the strangest case of all, the jellyfish. A jellyfish has no brain, no spine, barely a nervous system at all. And in 2017, scientists watched one do something nobody expected. At night, it slowed down. Its pulsing almost stopped. It got harder to wake. And the next day, after they disturbed its rest, it was sluggish, like a creature that had missed a night of sleep. A thing with no brains still needs to sleep. Let that sink in. Sleep might be older than brains themselves. And some animals need it so badly that, when they couldn't afford to stop, evolution didn't remove sleep. It invented a workaround. A dolphin can't fully pass out. It has to keep coming up for air. So, a dolphin sleeps with one half of its brain at a time, while the other half keeps it swimming and breathing. Birds do it too. The ones on the edge of the flock keep one eye open and let only half the brain sleep, watching for danger all night. Think about what that tells you. Faced with a choice, skip sleep or split the brain in two, life chose to split the brain. That is how non-negotiable this is. So, what happens if you break the rule? In 1964, a teenager named Randy Gardner decided to find out. For a school science project, he tried to stay awake as long as humanly possible. The first day was easy. Then it stopped being easy. By day 2, his eyes couldn't focus. By day 4, he was irritable and convinced he was someone he wasn't. He started seeing things that weren't there. His memory slipped. He'd forget what he was doing in the middle of doing it. He made it to 11 days, 264 hours with no sleep. He survived, and after one long night of rest, he mostly recovered. But that's a person fighting to stay awake. When sleep is removed completely, the ending is much darker. Rats kept fully awake don't just get tired. Within about 2 weeks, they die. Their bodies fall apart in ways scientists still argue about. But the message is clear. Take sleep away entirely, and the body stops working. And then there's the most haunting case of all, a condition that shows just how non-negotiable sleep really is. It's a rare genetic disease, passed down in a few families, called fatal familial insomnia, and it does exactly what the name says. Somewhere in middle age, a person simply starts losing the ability to sleep. Not trouble sleeping, not a few bad nights. Their brain slowly forgets how to fall asleep at all. The sleepless weeks turn into months. The mind unravels. And there is no cure. Within about a year, it's fatal. People can die from being unable to sleep. So sleep isn't a luxury. It isn't laziness. It's not optional. It sits right next to food and water and air. But that only makes the mystery louder. What is it doing in there that's worth dying without? For a long time, the obvious guess was simple. Sleep saves energy. Power down for the night. Burn fewer calories. Wake up fresh. But when you measure it, the savings are tiny. A whole night of sleep saves you about the energy in a single slice of bread. No animal would risk being eaten for a slice of bread. The next guess was even simpler. Maybe we just need to rest, but that doesn't hold up either, because your brain isn't resting. During parts of the night, especially when you dream, your brain can be almost as active as when you're awake, sometimes more. So you don't sleep to switch your brain off. You sleep to let it do something it can't do while you're using it. And in the last few decades, we finally started to see what that something might be. The first clue is memory. While you sleep, your brain goes back to work. It replays the day. It takes the moments that matter and files them into long-term storage. And it quietly deletes the clutter you don't need. In rats, scientists can actually watch this happen. The same brain cells that fired while the rat ran through a maze fire again, in the same order while it sleeps. The brain is rerunning the day. This is why a tired brain can't focus or remember. The filing never happened, and it's why sleep on it is real advice. People who sleep after learning something often wake up better at it than when they stopped. The practice happened while they were unconscious, so sleep is partly how today becomes a memory. But the discovery that might explain the whole thing came in 2013, and it's a little unsettling. All day, while you think and feel and move, your brain cells are working, and like any hard-working machine, they leave waste behind. Tiny bits of cellular trash, including a sticky protein called beta amyloid, the same gunk that clogs the brains of people with Alzheimer's. Now, the rest of your body has a cleanup system that washes waste away, but your brain, sealed inside your skull, doesn't have the normal version of it. So, how does it take out the trash? It waits until you're asleep. When you drift off, scientists found the cells in your brain shrink, and the space around them opens up. Fluid rushes in through the open channels and flushes the brain, washing the day's waste away like a tide moving through a city at night. You read that right. While you sleep, your brain is being cleaned from the inside. And when you don't sleep, the trash stays. It builds up. Night after missed night. So here's the reframe that changes everything. You don't sleep to rest. You sleep to clean your mind. Literally. Now look back at that dangerous thing you do every night. Lying down, going blind and deaf to the world, trusting the dark for hours. It was never a shutdown. It was a maintenance cycle. While you're gone, your brain is sorting your memories, repairing itself, and washing out the waste that would otherwise poison it. That's the deal life made, hundreds of millions of years ago. If you want a mind, a memory, a self, a tomorrow, you have to switch it off each night so it can clean itself. We spent most of history treating sleep as wasted time, time we'd take back if we could. It turns out it might be the most important thing you'll ever do. So, tonight, when you lie down and feel yourself slipping under, don't think of it as losing the day. Think of it as your brain finally getting the room to keep you. Sweet dreams.